So I'm going to make this video very clear. Everybody was wondering who the elderly man was that was being harassed. Well, it's Galina's father. Okay? Flat out, it's Galina's father. And, yeah, it's not freaking cool to be harassing an elderly man to get at me. Okay? Now, this is the thing. You want to freaking try and say, oh, do this and we'll not do this anymore. Well, my fiance got a call from Jeff Vader. Jeff Vader is one of the many trolls that work for Daywave, telling her that she needs to tell me to unblock all of you. I've unblocked some of you. I've unblocked Adonis Paul on some of his accounts, and I've unblocked Hatman on one of his accounts, I believe his main account. And the reason why is they've begun to understand that, they can treat me with respect. Okay? That's about what it boils down to. The second they stop treating me with respect, the second they get blocked again. What's actually sad about the whole situation, now I want everybody to be clear, poor Galina, now this is what people don't understand. Galina is 21 years old. Okay? She's 21 years old. She is not emotionally mature enough, really not any woman is emotionally mature enough to deal with this kind of stalking and harassment. No woman is. Okay? But she is 21 years old. Okay? And then people are like, well, if she's so immature, why are you trying to bang her? Well, let me see. She's 21 years old. She's of consensual age. That's why. Okay? Now, she didn't want me to make this video because she thought it would make things worse. The only thing that has ever made anything worse with this situation is conceding to you retards. That's the only thing that has ever made anything worse. And being that she is going to be my wife, she needs to start understanding that she needs to start letting me do what I'm going to do that's in her best interest. So she was worried that it would make things worse if I called you out. So Jeff Vader, he's English from England, from UK. Yes, England, from England. He was one of the first people to get on my case over Eliana. Okay? Oh, that's right, I mentioned her name. Let's see. Oh, what's going to happen now? I mentioned her name. I didn't keep her name out my mouth. Out my mouth. I didn't keep her name out my mouth. Well, you motherfuckers, you go and harass an elderly man over me to get at me. You're going to harass a 21-year-old girl, stalk a 21-year-old girl, hack her accounts to get her phone number, to call her, to intimidate her into getting me to unblock you people. And you expect me, I'm the bad guy, right? I'm the bad guy for reaching out to my friend with compassion, with concern, with love. That's what I did. You people are just flat out cyber stalking people. That is what cyber stalking is, what you people are doing. Okay? And that's the truth. That's the truth. And no, I'm not unblocking anybody that doesn't deserve to be unblocked. Yeah, I spent the other night in Adonis Paul's live stream. I'm actually growing to like Mersh and Adonis Paul and even Hatman. One of the things I like about Hatman, he's had some raunchy-ass people on his show, but the one thing I like about Hatman, he has, now I don't know if any of these people have kids, and that might be why they actually are not being complete filthy scum like Royce. I think some of these people do have kids and they understand where I'm coming from with this. Look, the thing with Hatman is, as bad as Hatman has been to try and get me to mention him on my, I wouldn't say my show, on my videos, I should say. I don't have a show, but what people need to know, he's been respectful of Galina and Eliana. That's all I ask, is people be respectful of these two women. Okay? Something that Royce is incapable of doing. Mersh has not been very respectful of Galina or Eliana, but Mersh has been respectful of me. That's the truth. That's the truth. Mersh has been respectful of me. Mersh has reached out to me with concern. And, he's a decent dude. I really think Mersh is a decent dude, at least when it comes to me. I think he has issues with other people. What's really crazy is some of these people I could see myself hanging out with, having a beer with, like Hatman. I could probably see myself having a beer with Hatman. I really could. Go to the local pub and have a pint. You know what I mean? I could actually see myself doing that. Not supposed to drink alcohol, but if I could drink alcohol, I could see myself doing that with Hatman. Okay? My point is not all these people are bad people, but for whatever reason, certain members of this little clique of people have some sort of personal vendetta against me. If you're going to the trouble of hacking somebody's accounts to the point where you're finding their phone number to harass them in a foreign country, and I won't mention the foreign country because I'm not going to do that to her, but the fact of the matter is if you're harassing her, you know where she lives, and it's just not fucking right. It's not right to cyber stalk and harass a 21-year-old girl that is not involved in this in any way. Any way she's not involved in this. And you can go, oh, well, you cyber stalked Eliana. You cyber stalked Eliana. I was trying to reopen communication with a girl that for no reason stopped communication with me. And I'm starting to think the reason she stopped it has to do with you assholes. Because right before she stopped talking to me, she started sounding like these other kooks on here about how Freemasons were coming to get her, and the Illuminati was coming to get her, and there's a Freemason conspiracy, and all this crap. Now, I already know, and I'm going to get all the targeted individuals mad when I say this, I know all about Freemasonry. I've had family involved in Freemasonry. Not direct family, but past family. I am not against Freemasonry. Okay? These people are not Freemasons. At the time that they started harassing me years ago and up until recently, like right now basically, I was swamped by people pretending to be Freemasons. Now, what people need to know is they get photos of people that are Freemasons and use them as their profile pictures. Furthermore, you can buy Masonic regalia quite easily through the mail, through the internet, and at Masonic stores. You do not have to be a Freemason to wear Masonic regalia. Another thing is, there are Masonic groups that are not Masonic. They are not part of the regular order of Freemasonry, or even any of the irregular orders of Freemasonry. Another thing that people need to know is regular Masons only occur in Great Britain and the Americas. So Great Britain, Canada, the United States, and Mexico. Okay? Outside of that, there are no regular Masons. These are irregular Masons. These are Masons that do not follow the rules of Freemasonry. One of the rules of Freemasonry is that you must believe in a creator. Every Freemason I've ever met is a devout believer in God. Every Freemason that I've met is a Christian. I've met one that's a Catholic, which is very rare because Catholicism is against Freemasonry, but the majority of the Freemasons that I have met are either mainline Protestant, which is the majority of them, or some type of kooky, born-again, woohoo Christian. Okay? So it is not the Freemasons behind this. Doesn't mean that none of them are Freemasons. There's bad people everywhere. But I would be very doubtful that anybody involved in this is actually a Freemason. They're just douchebags on the internet. Now, one of the things that I want to explain to people is, and I'm going to leave a link to the video in the description. I've left it twice on my community tab. People need to learn to attack the attacker. This is something that L. Ron Hubbard came up with. Look, these people that are attacking us are far worse than us as targeted individuals, okay? We didn't do half the crap they're saying. Most of us didn't do any of it. So you need to attack back, and you need to, and by attack, I don't mean the use of physical violence. I mean the use of information, and I mean the use of conversation, and I mean the use of diffusion. That's what you need to do. Diffuse the situation. Okay? Tora, 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 as the Japanese would like to say. My point is you can't concede to these people. A minor concession, any concession, is a sign of weakness. You concede once and you'll end up like Adrasdia or Mary or whatever they're calling her. You never concede. Never negotiate with terrorists. Never. And that's what they are. These are cyber terrorists. Never negotiate with terrorists. That's why Jeff Vader, I'm not unblocking any of you people. Ever. Ever. Okay? So don't pull this crap. Don't go harassing some young girl that you don't know. And you know what? She was very angry that you called her cute. So you know what? Don't call my wife cute. You British, better not say that. They get really amped if I start using ethnic stuff. But my point is, stay the hell out of her life. Stay the hell out of her life. And if you don't, she's just going to have to learn to block you and attack the attacker. That's what it boils down to. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. I'm telling you this for the last time. Do not play with me. I've tried being nice. I've unblocked Adonis Paul. I've unblocked Hatman. I will not unblock any of these disgusting people that make these disgusting comments about my female friends. And you can go, well, Eliana's not your friend. Eliana likes us talking about her the way we talk about her. You know what? Then you can talk about her the way you want to talk about her. But you ain't going to start talking about my goddamn wife that way. Get it? So, if Eliana really likes being talked about like that, that's her own mental health problem that she needs to work through. When I met that girl, Eliana, when I met her online, she was set on the fast track to be the Latina Isaac Newton. Now she's just being sexually harassed every day on some wannabe radio show. And all I gotta do is leave a link to the videos of the show to show how disgusting you people are. And you can go, oh, it's just a joke, it's just a joke, it's just a joke, it's just a joke. It's not a goddamn joke. You don't talk about a young lady's body like that publicly. You don't do it. You don't do it. It's screwed up, man. Really screwed up. Okay? So my friend, or former friend, went from being on the fast track to being the next great scientist to being what? Eye candy for a bunch of perverts? A bunch of fat, smelly perverts at that? Not even good-looking perverts. At least me, I'm a decent-looking pervert. Okay? And even I wouldn't take things to that level. I would never say these things to my former friend. Never. Never. I wouldn't say these things to my wife. I certainly wouldn't say these things to other people's wives. So, stay the hell out of my life. Stay the hell out of her life. By her life, I mean Galena. If you don't stop, there will be problems.